Yasmin Gregory, the Green Party.
Good evening. I was not born in Harlow. I was born in Ilfracombe in 1963, and I was raised by my grandparents in North Devon because my mum walked out on me and my brother and sister when I was 5 months old. My grandparents were in their mid-60s, and they inherited 3 children under 4. Money was tight, and also until the day I reached 18, my granny mum, as I called her, she lived in fear that we would be taken from her and placed into care and separated. We were entitled to free school meals, and I can remember feeling shamed as everyone walked up to the teacher and paid their dinner money, and I was only one in the class that didn't. Today, in the educational system, I would be a CLA, a child looked after. My classmates all benefited from a free education with free milk, and I attended university as a mature student with 2 children. That was in 1991. I moved to Harlow, as I say, in 1987, and then I went to Harlow Hustings and did a law degree. I had an unconditional offer to go to bar school, which, as you can imagine from where I came from, was very, very excited. But then life happened. Bar school had to be put on the back burner, and I had to work out how not to get evicted from my house. Unfortunately, I was evicted, and I found myself housed in temporary accommodation. It was a porter cabin in Westfield. After 3 years, I'd remarried and moved to my present home in 2001. I was suddenly widowed, aged 42, and found myself fighting another eviction, but this time I was successful. I worked full-time, so I worked hard. I worked full-time and I studied part-time for 2 years. I passed my general diploma in law in 2014, then I studied part-time for another 2 years for my LBC, by which time I'd become a grandmother. Everything was going well, and I failed one of my modules for the 3rd time, so I had to use my redundancy money to pay for my course, and I studied weekends whilst working full-time. I put a lot back into education. I'm a school governor of 2 schools. I sit on 2 boards as a trustee. I understand children looked after. I understand that we are failing our 16 to 18-year-olds that are in care. We are failing with the housing. We are having people living in warehouses which are not fit for humans to live in at all. I believe that my lived experiences give an insight on what it's like when you've got to carry on living, when you've got challenges, and that is affecting so many people. For those of you who know me and have seen me speak at public meetings regarding the Storm River crossing, you know I can't keep quiet, but I keep saying it's a blessing and a curse. If you vote for me, I will be your voice in Westminster, probably from the back or maybe the middle, but you can be sure that I will be heard. I will be heard loud and clear. So for real hope and real change, please vote for the Green Party on the 4th of July. How we feel about the environment, and we know that it's very important to the children and also to the young people who are getting so anxious about what we're going to do. So I've apologised for the way we've left it, but we would stop fossil fuels. We do not to be digging for fossil fuels. We would not be issuing licences to enable fracking. It is all wrong. We've got enough natural resources, and as for the pollution of the rivers, we have to stop that. We have to hit this. It's the big businesses which are polluting the rivers. And another thing that we must do, we must leave our trees, because they help our pollution. They help cleanse the air, and the Year 6 student would have known that. Thank you.